is Post High School.
Oh, really?
It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for our 22nd Annual White Coat Ceremony of the New York Medical College. This White Coat Ceremony was first established in 1993 at the Columbia University School of Medicine by Dr. Arnold P. Gold, a remarkable clinician and role model. The ceremony marks an important milestone in the lives of medical students, their official transition from layperson to healthcare professional student. The ceremony, as you will see today, provides a public forum to mark this special transition and allows us to emphasize the equal importance of scientific knowledge with compassion, humanism, and collaboration in the care of patients. By far the most important part of today's ceremony is the oath that the students will take in front of family members, school leadership, and their peers to acknowledge their central obligation to the care of patients and to the practice of humanism in all aspects of their training. And now, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage the New York Medical College School of Medicine a cappella singing group, the Arrhythmias, for the singing of the national anthem.
Avinu Shabbat our Heavenly Father, bless all those who have assembled here today to rejoice in this white coat ceremony of New York Medical College class of 2022. Almighty God, Rofechol Baso Umaflila Asos, you are the healer of all flesh, wondrous in your acts. You have instructed and empowered humanity to cure the ill and provide comfort and aid to all of your children. We and all those who are involved in this venerated citadel of medical education here in Valhalla are your agents in your divine work of healing. May your abundant blessings always be showered on those who enter the halls of this institution. May you give strength, courage, and fortitude to the men and women who are beginning their professional training. Grant them the wisdom and the strength to heal the sick, to strengthen the weak, and to uplift those in despair. And dear God, we ask you that you shower your blessings upon the families of these students, parents, grandparents, spouses, children, and other dear ones who have been there for support and encouragement and have sacrificed so much so that these medical students can persevere and succeed. We seek your blessing and sustaining support for the administration, faculty, and students of New York Medical College. Grant them the wisdom, resolve, and fortitude to continue our noble mission, our mission, to serve, strengthen, and improve your world, dear God, your world with its rich diversity and ever-increasing potential for good. We ask for your continued siyata d'shmaya, divine guidance, so that we, together, can achieve that great potential. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. Please be seated.
That's fine.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Alan David, President of the Touro College and University System, who will offer his greetings.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kessler. On behalf of Mark Haston, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Joe Mark, Vice Chairman, our entire board, Ron Cole, which has joined us today, I'd like to welcome you all here and congratulate our students and their families and friends on this tremendous occasion. As you heard from Dr. Kessler, the white coat ceremony has only been around for about 25 years. The custom of physicians wearing white coats is over 100 years old. But you might be surprised to know that actually, until the late 19th century, physicians wore black formal attire. It was only with the promulgation of the idea of sanitary conditions and infectious diseases that physicians changed from the black formal attire to white coats, which could be put on and left presumably somewhat cleaner. Our own experience with white coats is somewhat variable in the cleanliness regard, but nonetheless it represents a uniform. Uniforms, of course, have a long history. Some historians believe that the white coats which physicians wear in the United States were actually modeled after the togas worn in the Roman Senate. Those togas, of course, represented an exalted position, but also a position of responsibility and service. And those who developed the custom of physicians wearing white coats presumably modeled them upon this tradition from the Roman Senate. Of course, some of the earliest mentions of uniforms are not just in the Roman Senate. The high priest in the Jewish temple wore a very specific uniform, a uniform which sometimes changed depending on the conditions or the timing, and a uniform which was unique to him. That, of course, was also an exalted position, but history tells us that sometimes the high priest actually didn't survive the temple service because he was found to be wanting. The message of both the Roman Senate, which had its share of violence, and the uniform of the high priest, of course, is that uniforms represent a privilege, an honor, in some sense an exalted state. But they also represent a responsibility, an obligation, a sense of service. And that sense of service and obligation is often fraught with danger. As you develop the time to learn and to heal and to treat patients, you'll have to keep in mind that sometimes our treatments go awry, and sometimes is that you learn the honor, the privilege, and the responsibility of being physicians, that you've started by wearing today's white coat, and that you manage the challenge, the pitfalls, and the stress as we hope to help you learn how. Speaking of responsibility, Dr. Kessler mentioned in addition to being president of New York Medical College, I'm also president of the Truro College system. So I'll apologize to Dr. Garrett, to our audience, but most of all to our students, because the Truro Annual Book Award is being given on Long Island at lunchtime, and I've got to go meet John Grisham. Congratulations again to everyone. It's a pleasure seeing you, and I look forward to seeing you over the next 8 years. Thank you. I'd also like to take this opportunity to introduce the new Dean of the School of Medicine at New York Medical College, Dr. Jerry Nander. Jerry actually doesn't formally start, I think, until March 1st, but wouldn't miss this ceremony and came up to meet some of the students and to be here. Welcome. And with that, I'll turn the podium back over to Dr. Kessler, who will go with the day.
Thank you, Dr. Kadish, and welcome, Dr. Nader. I am now pleased to introduce Naz Kadriinajad, the class of 2019 and co-president of our Gold Humanism Honor Society in the School of Medicine, who will address the class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Kessler. Good afternoon, esteemed faculty, proud family and friends, and good afternoon, congratulations to the class of 2022. My name is Naz, and I'm a fourth-year medical student at New York Medical College. It is my honor to celebrate this very special day with you and your little ones. We're also proud of you and excited for you. I was asked to speak today about the role of humanism in medicine. I thought of my many patients and mentors over the past 4 years who have helped me better understand this. But I kept coming back to my own experience as a patient and how the kindness of an unfamiliar doctor changed my perspective of the practice of medicine as a whole. You see, in college, I was convinced that if I learned everything taught in my science classes, I would eventually become an excellent doctor, the cure of ailments and the identifier of disease. So I was confused when multiple doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. It was my first summer home from school, and instead of gaining the freshman 15, I was more the fading freshman. I had multiple visits with different physicians, each dissecting the results of this test and that test, only to say they couldn't find anything wrong with me. If health was solely based on lab values and x-ray results, I was the definition of it. I went from one specialist to another to finally end up in the office of this dream, the gastroenterologist, whose example I still try to emulate today. We spoke about my symptoms, when they started, what made them better, what made them worse, things you'll learn to ask in a good history. And we spoke about me, what I was studying in school, what I did for fun, what made me unique. And then we also spoke about the various negative results, which ruled out an assortment of scary sounding disorders. And after all of this, he said to me, sometimes when we're hurting emotionally, we can manifest our pain in different ways. I had not said anything about how I felt to anyone, including this new stranger in a white coat, and yet somehow he could see that I was hurting. He didn't deflect me to another specialist. He didn't dismiss my complaints. He didn't make me feel silly, and he didn't make me feel small. Instead, he comforted me in my most vulnerable moment. His kindness, understanding, and patience proved more valuable in my journey to healing than another test or procedure. There I sat, a young student, determined to learn all the secrets of the body, only to realize that while knowledge is integral to our work, it is not enough for itself. You will see that with time, it will become easier for you to identify the normal lab values or suspicious X-ray results, and to correlate these findings to a diagnosis. It will become easier for you to structure treatment plans and recommend medications. But it is anticipating the unobvious needs and hearing the unspoken anxieties of our patients that makes our work especially challenging and yet even more rewarding. You will meet your patients in the face of the unknown. They will be confused, scared, or angry. They are required to disclose private information or undergo awkward exams, experiencing a sense of vulnerability they may not encounter elsewhere in their lives. Do not underestimate your role as a student in creating a space of safety and non-judgment. Whether in your preceptorships or on the wards, listen with kindness and patience. Get to know them as individuals and not just as a diagnosis. Follow up in regards to what they share with you, be it their interests, their families, or their friends. Be their companion at a time when you feel most alone. And as you foster these skills, be sure to carry them with you throughout your future practice. Many exciting experiences and testing moments await you in the next 4 years. Days of lectures and work will blur into long nights of studying, as I imagine they already have. And at times, the purpose of your hard work may get lost in the minutia of information. On the tough days that lie ahead, remember that this journey is for the sake of your patients, strangers who welcome you into their lives, share with you their most private information, and grant you the trust to care for them. Remember this unique and unmatched privilege every time you wear your white coat, especially today. I wish you infinite success, and I hope that this journey brings you the fulfillment and joy that it has brought me. Thank you and congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Andrew Mutnick, New York Medical College class of 2001 and Senior Associate Dean for Student Affairs in the School of Medicine, who will introduce today's White Coat keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Kessler. Thank you, Nas, for those beautiful thoughts, for those reflections. I'm sure the students are going to take all that with them as they travel over the next 4 years. I have a tremendous pleasure and honor to introduce today's White Coat ceremony speaker, Dr. Renee Garrick. Dr. Garrick has been on staff at New York Medical College since 1985. She is a nephrologist by trade, and currently she's a professor of medicine and vice dean at the School of Medicine. Additionally, she serves as the Chief Medical Officer at Westchester Medical Center Health, our lead affiliate academic hospital. In that role, she oversees the clinical care, quality and safety, and academic affairs for the entire WMC Health Network. She's been actively involved in quality safety activities on a state and national level, and has served on the New York State Hospital Planning Committee, and currently serves on the New York State Office-Based Surgery Quality Advisory Committee, as well as serving on the Hospital Association of New York Statewide Quality Committee. She's earned membership of the Renal Standing Committee of the National Quality Forum, where she participates in the selection and formation of federal physician and hospital quality performance measures. She also serves as a member of the Joint CDC and American Society of Nephrology Committee for the Transformation of Dialysis Safety. Dr. Garrick, for consecutive years, too numerous to count, has been listed as a Castle Connolly Best Doctor and has been honored by students and house staff
for several teaching awards throughout the years. And it is in this vein that I came to know Dr. Garrett. So when I was a third-year medical student in my major clinical year at this institution, Dr. Renee Garrett was my attending physician on the wards, and boy, did I hit the winning number. Matter of fact, maybe I'll get the same lottery ticket on Tuesday. And I want to tell you it was worth that and more. It was really, I don't only remember many patients that we cared for together, and all of the lessons that I was taught that I've been able to hold on to and take into practice. But what I really remember is her shining example of how she managed these roles that teaching physicians have to manage between patients, residents, students, juggling these critical missions of clinical care, research, and education. And how she did that with the grace and poise that she did and that she continues to do, I will take that with me forever, and I am incredibly grateful to her for the lessons that she taught me. She is a master teacher and a master clinician, and I can think of no one more fitting to address you all today. Please welcome Dr. Renee Garrett.
Okay, so the truth is my mom wrote it. Only possible.
We work very well together.
I must say, this is my student, but not even how old I am, so So I'm really very honored to be asked to speak today, and I'd like to extend my welcomes to Mr. Poe, the Board of Trustees, and of course to Dr. Nadler, our new Dean of the School of Medicine. We're very anxious for him to begin here, and we can't thank you enough for coming to join us. And I'd like to welcome my fellow faculty members and grandparents and parents, alumni and faculty and friends who've joined with us today to welcome the class of 2022. And of course, a very special welcome to this remarkable class of 2022. It's hard to believe that we're well on our new decade, our new millennium, right? Just a few years ago, we referred to this as the new millennium, and here we are standing in the entrance of the second decade of that millennium. So who is this class of 2022? Well, your family and friends should be happy to know that your undergraduate time and tuition dollars were very well spent. Almost 12,000 students applied for entrance to New York Medical College. Over 1,000 students were interviewed, and 202 were accepted for admission. You're joining a school with a long and proud legacy of inclusion and diversity. The faculty and the school are represented by individuals from over 23 countries and composed of individuals with a diverse heritage, including African Americans, Asians, Caucasians, Hispanics, and yes, Native Americans, with or without DNA testing. New York Medical College has a long list of firsts, including graduating the first African American physician in the United States and the first woman to perform open heart surgery. One of our students was the founding father of a whole new branch of medicine, a branch that studied the psychology of war and medical war crimes. And two of our alumni went on to become founding deans of other small medical schools, Albert Einstein and Johns Hopkins. And did you know that about 150 years ago, a New York Medical College student co-discovered saccharine, the artificial sweetener? Most likely he was trying to sweeten up a cup of Joe before one of those morning lectures. The faculty of NYMC have contributed mightily to the health care of our world. Just last week, at the Founders' Dinner, we honored one of our retired faculty members, Dr. William Campbell, the co-recipient of the Nobel Prize of Medicine. Dr. Campbell and his colleague discovered treatment for the horrific parasitic disease river blindness. The impact of that discovery on improving human health and reducing suffering are immense. And I should mention that he worked out a plan with his colleagues from the pharmaceutical industry to provide all of that medication for free to everyone in need. In keeping with the proud tradition of NYMC, your class also has a very diverse background. You come from over 20 states and had 93 different majors: philosophy, economics, political science. And you've already accomplished a long list of things. You've worked for the Peace Corps. You're Fulbright scholars. You've authored books. You've been professional dancers, and some of you have already been professors. The youngest of your class of 2022 was born in 1998. That's the year that antiretroviral group therapy, multi-drug therapy, was discovered. And that dramatically slowed the epidemic of HIV. It was also, I would mention, the year that the processes behind cell aging were unraveled. And those of us in our 60s are eagerly awaiting that miracle time to slow aging once and for all. Amazingly as it may seem, it was also the year that Google was unleashed and Viagra was approved. We'll let history determine the relative importance of those. The strides in biomedical science over the last 2 decades are truly astonishing. Complex surgery to replace the main valve in the heart, the aortic valve, used to take hours for surgery and weeks for recovery. Now that surgery can be accomplished under minimal sedation without making an incision, and patients can have lunch a few hours later. Robots are now routinely present in our operating rooms. In fact, they're so routine that last year we had a contest to let the grade school children name our robots. The one that does bone and joint surgery is named Jonesy, and his friend who does abdominal surgery is named Michelangelo. The tools of the physicians before us were simple. Lungs and hearts were examined by thumping on the chest and listening with simple stethoscopes. We often close our eyes when we're examining our patients, and I think the reason is that we're trying to see if we can keep a peek inside to see what's going on. But now we have bedside ultrasounds that automatically tell us the name of the murmur and the heart rate and rhythm. And we have enormously powerful CAT scans, MRIs, PET scans. Yes, the science of medicine is always changing. But what about the rest of medicine? Has the rest of medicine changed? What is being a doctor really all about? I was thinking about my remarks today, and I couldn't help but look back on my early years of medical school. I'm pretty sure that, like Naz, I thought that if I studied everything that people tried to teach me, learned all the insertions of the muscles and the names of the nerves and all the complex science of physiology and biochemistry, and if I did well on all the tests, that meant I would be a good doctor. But now as I look back on my early years, I wonder if there's something that I might have learned as a young medical student that would have helped prepare me for my journey in medicine. And as I reflected, my mind kept wandering back to my early childhood days. Some of you here may have heard the story of my brother before, but I think it bears repeating, because whenever I think about being a physician, I can't help but reflect on one particularly happy summer, during which my brother and I spent long, happy days gallivanting, that's what my mother used to call it, around in our neighborhood of a little town in Ohio. Those were very simple times. My brother spent hours trying to explain to me how old I'd be in the year 2000, and he taught me how to take a baseball card and wrap it around the spokes of my front tire to make this really cool flap, flap, flapping noise when we ride along on our bikes. But most importantly, he taught me how to read the stats on the front and back of the card, so I would only take the crummy cards from his collection, and never those powerful Yankee cards. We grew up in an orchard. We used to pick strawberries and peaches and smother them with powdered sugar put them in an egg carton and clip them on a spring-loaded carrier in the back of our bikes, and spend the day tooling around the neighborhood, climbing trees, and eating sticky, messy strawberries. That was a particularly wonderful summer, because you see, 2 years before that, my brother almost died. It happened one night. He developed a terrible bellyache. My parents took him to the hospital, where the local practitioner did the only study available, a simple x-ray. And he decided that he needed surgery. About a week after the surgery was complete, it was clear that he was doing very badly. Up until that time, the only doctor in our town was the general practitioner. But a new doctor, a surgeon who'd been in the Korean War, had recently come to town. I remember eavesdropping as my parents tried to decide if it hurt their doctor's feelings to ask this new doctor to come and take a look at my brother. It's hard to imagine that in today's world, where patients visit doctors loaded with information gleaned from the internet medicine, where an abundance of experts, real and self-proclaimed, abound, that a family might be worried about hurting a doctor's feelings. But that's how it was in Ohio in the 60s. And after some soul searching, my father decided to get that second opinion. The two doctors saw my brother together and decided that what he really needed was to be transferred to the big hospital in Cleveland. But of course, there were no satellite teams, there was no helicopter, there were no ambulances. In fact, all there was the backseat of Dr. Sherwood's old wood-sided station wagon. So the two doctors put my brother in the back of his car and drove 3 hours over the snowy country roads to Cleveland. And for the next 12 weeks, the days revolved around only one thing: news from the doctors. My brother was in the hospital for many months, and during that time, he and my family certainly bonded with his doctors. In fact, from the time he got home until he went off to college, every year, a cake arrived on his birthday, his favorite cake, sent by his doctor. That experience taught me many things, but as a doctor, it clearly taught me about the enormous impact that we have on every aspect of the family. Make no mistake about it. Do not be fooled by the language of managed care in corporate America. Patients are not our clients. They are not our customers. Our relationship with our patients is, and always should be, something quite special, maybe even sacred. Our patients share with us their innermost fears and anxieties. They trust in us to help them, to heal them if we can, and to always put their needs first. Yes, to even put their needs before our own. It's an astonishing privilege to be a physician. We should be the last to agree that patients are our customers. When I go to buy a pair of shoes, I'm a customer. And I'm pretty sure that that salesperson, no matter how much she likes me, isn't awake at 3 in the morning worrying if I like the color of my shoes. But I promise you that there are a lot of doctors awake every morning at 3 a.m. worrying about their patients. There are some other newer pitfalls that we need to avoid when caring for our patients. We should never allow ourselves to reduce caring for our patients to a task that can be accomplished with a computer entry. If you find yourself staring at your computer screen, busily clicking little boxes, taking a family history, where your patient sits quietly next to you, or worse, behind you, silence. Ask them. Look at your patient. Ask them the name of their patient or their pain. Ask them what they do. Make some good old-fashioned human eye contact. Discover what you can about their goals of care, the needs, their fears, and of course, this will help you make a human connection with your patient, but the value of this approach is much more far-reaching. Understanding how to best care for our patients demands that we understand the social determinants of their health, and that we come to learn what's important to them. To do this, we need to have some insight into the reality of their world, which can be very different from our own. We understand that as physicians, we are called upon to make very complex decisions that may forever change another person's life. Our patients have cultures and traditions and circumstances that are very different from our own. It can be exceedingly difficult for young physicians to have the life experience and tools to allow them to engage in a compassionate conversation with a much older patient who may have very different life circumstances than your own. The faculty of our school understands that it is imperative that we teach you the art of medicine, which is the art of healing and compassion. We understand that this healing art is as important as the names of all the nerves and muscles and the language of physiology and biochemistry. Please know that we are here to help nurture this skill as well. And so that each time when you approach a patient, you will remember that although being a doctor has become commonplace for you, being your patient will never become commonplace. Look after the health of our patients. Doctors, scientists, psychologists, nurses, dietitians, therapists, social workers, and yes, administrators are all part of the same team. Each one of these individuals is skilled, highly trained, and each deserves to be treated with respect. In fact, one of the great pleasures of being at an academic institution such as ours is the sharp intelligence of our students and our colleagues. You and others keep us on our toes and remind us that teaching medicine and caring for our patients is a multi-lane highway, not a one-way street. And of course, remember too, your family and friends are part of all this. It's easy to become quite selfish about our time because so often it seems that we have so precious little time. Sometimes it is easy to think that we're the only ones who have something important to do and that our needs have to come first. Sometimes I think we feel this way because it is true that in our lives' work, we often do end up putting others' needs before our own. So take time to remember that the other parts of your life, our lives, need to be balanced. And remember, too, the needs of your spouse and parents and children, and the time you spend with them is critical. As you embark upon your journey through medicine, every once in a while, it's good to stop and think about why you do this. So on those not-so-quiet nights, when your beeper's beeping and the phone is ringing, and you have one more lab to check before you can go home, or one more patient to see, remember what an enormous privilege it is to be a physician. Remember that, as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, to know that one other life has breathed easier because you have lived is to have succeeded. And remember, too, that what lies behind you and what lies before you are but tiny matters compared to what lies within you. We are enormously proud of you. We wish you much success and Godspeed as you work within yourselves to help those around you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Garrett. Students, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We will now proceed with the investing with your white coats. Your personalized white coat is presented to you through the generous donations made to the Dean's White Coat campaign. We thank all of your benefactors for making such a significant contribution to your experience at New York Medical College. Wear your coats proudly. I'd now like to ask Dr. Andrew Mutnick to come join me back at the lectern as we prepare to present the class of 2022. White coats today will be invested by distinguished deans and faculty. Investors, please take your place on stage as I call your names. Dr. David Esperanio, Dr. Howard Planchette, Dr. William Frischman, Dr. Joseph Morales, Dr. Augustine Moscatello, Dr. Leonard Newman, Dr. Frederick Bierman, Dr. Pamela Lutimer, Dr. Karen Murray, and Dr. Gary Stallings.
I just want to quickly tell you how we're going to do this. I don't know if anybody of you have heard, but medical school is hard. And owing to that, and being mindful of that, we've tried to create some systems here that really do attend to students' well-being, students' career counseling, and to honor the fact that this is a rigorous process. So we have at the medical college something called the House Advisory Dean Program. And upon matriculation, every student is assigned to a house, and that house has an advisory dean who takes care of the students in those houses. Each house has about 20 plus students per year, and the advisory deans are distinguished members of our faculty and administration who create a personal relationship with their houses and with the individuals in their houses. It also provides an opportunity for the students to create a small learning community in which they can exercise peer support and guidance and love for each other throughout their time here. So for the first time in our history of the White Coat Ceremony, we're going to have these wonderful students invested with their white coats within the comfort of their houses, and their names will be called by their advisory deans. So that's how we're going to do it today. We're going to get started.
Hello and welcome. I'm Rebecca McAteer, year ed class of 2008, and the advisory dean of the branch house. Jeffrey Baum, Michael Alvin, Tyler James D'Agostino, Catherine Gao Fan, Andrew Lawrence Fletcher, Justin T. Wong, Leona A. Hutchins, Sabrina Sarah Alonso, Stasia and Kelly Costa, June Sutherland, Latoya Natalie McLean. Investors, you may now please place the white coats on your students. Rebecca Lee Wynn. Carly Ann Rowe. Michael Selesky. Richard Sheen. Elizabeth Emily Silsox. David Sherrod. Wilson Tam. Jack Anthony Tessavero. John Paglia. And Hannah Walk. Investors, you may now place the white coats on your students. Hello, my name is Catherine Spockable. I'm Senior Associate Dean of the Faculty of the School of Medicine and the Advisory Dean of the William Cohen Bryant House. Adil Afridi. Emily Bags. Samantha Bruno. Ida Danica. Yuval Elkin. Catherine French. Michael Frohlinger. Faris Aziz Kakuda. Cynthia Lynn. Investors, please place the white coats on the medical students. Christina Renee Vicente. Madeline Rose Michelli. Michael Rocco Victor. Adoni Ann Sebastian. Keith Schaefer. Nicholas Smith. Angela Wayne Negri. Albert Wu. Andrew Zimmerly. Investors, please place the coats on the medical students.
Dr. Millie Tia. I'm New York Medical College class of 2002 and advisory dean for the Burgess Holly House. Eric Anthony Bailey. Vivian Chu. Jennifer Lynn Sillis. Jishav Krishna Dixon. Tamar Michal Gordis. Sharad Overton. Hadassah Hirschfield. Sarah Emily Islam. Juliette Jacobson. Amanda Molinelli. Afaf Farah Mustafa. Michael Moose. Investors, please place the white coats on the medical students. Hadi Moni Nan. Femnet Elina Niwe. Jonathan Vincent Ogoling. Nadira Rahman. Camila Ramirez. Jesse Silverman. Diana Soto. Yakov Spira. Get Joe. Investors, please place the white coats on the medical students.
I'm Maria Caprelli, class of 2007. I serve as an advisory house dean for the Gray Crump House. Jonathan Ash. Daniel Vasili. Malek Beydoun. Natalia Chervonka. Tiffany Manta Dang. Henry James Dumpke. Nathan Gilbreth. Solomon Gold. Matthew Lewis Holstein. Raisa Habiba Hussein. Albert Plum. Kuldeep Kaur Mahal. Investors, please place the codes on your students. Shannon Kate McNall. Yair Miller. Sean Christopher O'Rourke. Terry Park. Anne-Marie Pell. Cody Reber. Andrew David Morris. Yalfa Sachs. And Allison Song. Investors, please place the codes on the students.
Class of 2004, and I'm the advisory dean for the Global House. Alice Alexandra. Joshua Emmanuel Charles. Brittany Len Chow. Sharif Omar Sheikh. Aaron Jisoo Cho. Samuel Nicholas DeSantis. Joseph Yitzhak Flick. Jordana Rose. Sarah Payne. Kayla Robbins Mel Morrell. Cassie Elizabeth O'Hagan. Alvors Omidian. Investors, please place the white coats on the students. Aji Fidel Onumere. Aaron Jeffrey Foster. Trevor Bloomer. Michael Chatkin. Jean Shi. Amanda Dimmick. Jasmine Teja. Jordan David Vanderboot. Calvin Zhao Chang. Investors, please place the codes on the medical students. I would ask Drs. Asperio, Blanchett, Morales, Moscatello, Solomon, Tawari, Bierman, Ludmer, Murray, and Stallings to remain in their places. I would now like to invite the following faculty to join the other investors: Dr. Charles Epistala and Dr. Matthew Kravitz.
My name is Joe Gianelli. I'm a graduate of New York Medical College class of 2002, and I currently advise the Lozier House. Catherine Hannon. Jadzia Roccamonte. Joseph Jenkins. Charisma Chabra. Sylvie Boyd. Sergius Patofius. Zazira Irgabai. Tiago Jane. Alexandra Jordan. Jennifer Kim. And Joy Lee. Investors, please place the white coats on your running boots. Nicole Matlock. Megan McCordick. Connor Murphy. Courtney Pinto. Duncan Robertson. Amanda Scudder. Ashley Wang. And Rebecca Yang. Investors, please place the white coats on your rental boots.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Dan Zelazny, and I am a house advisor for the best house on campus, the Remsen House. Julie Bree, Sean Michael Cavello, Juan Garcia, Mohammed Wassam Halabi, Jacob Ryan Hager, Justine Hung, Victoria Jane Hung, Jessica Lynn McMillan, Matthew Lewis Alexa, Kavita Anil Patel, Alessandra Cristina, Emily Smith Ardenauer. Investors, please put the white coats on your students. Nora Lila Sadek, Marissa Rollins Siegel, Sian Srikumar, Justin Joy Tepe, Nicole Aaron Forty, Charles Mark White, Avery Charles Wilson, Jusui Yan, Rabaya Yahia. Investors, please place the white coats on your speakers.
I'm Roger Charugi. I am the house dean for the Stewart. The second best Alejandro Andra Vincente. Jeffrey Michael Portman. Carlin Carlin. Kyle Bannon. I got all weird. Catherine Mary Donald. Menachem Greenberg. Jacob Ezra Greenspan. Brian Holt. Eva Holzman. Paul Edouard Jean-Pierre.
Okay, God.
Carpenter Kaur. Jennifer Kim. Investors, please don the white coats. Mindy Kresh. Sanjana Marquis-Coutier. Andrew Miller. Meg Pan. Rochelle Rubenstein. Jake Schwartz. Aubrey Finn. Nancy Webb. Sagal Wilmer. Investors, please don the white coats.
My name is Andrew Butnick, and I am a proud member of the class of 2001 and the advisory dean for the Stowe House. We're non-competitive, we're just a great house. Christopher Engel. Saman Baban. Amelia Eileen Bodar. Joseph Bronco. Richard Chowdhury. Adam Dinoff. Moshe Fenster. Jordana Berblum. Angela Kim. Ruri Katada. Madeline Cossack. David Lewis. Investors, please place the white coats on the street. Ozair Magani. Christina Eng. Brian Patrick Oliver. Ruby Patel. Cameron Andre Rawanduzzi. Amanda Elizabeth Torres. Dana Weinstein. Stephen Redolowski. Tiffany Wong. Investors, please place the white coats on the streets.
Hello, I'm Susan Ragland, one of the Associate Deans of Student Affairs, and since I go last, nobody can argue what I'm about to say. And the name of being the best house is right in there because I have the pleasure of serving as the advisory dean to the right house. So we are Jude Ani. Daniel Cohen. Marissa Contento. Lina Green. Jeanette Freeman. Rafaela Gildenborn. Sonia. Hamza Khan Turini. Chan Boo Kim. Abigail Machieski. Eitan Vigensi. Tamara Omar Khosharche.
Yeah!
Investors, please place the white coats on your medical students. Isadora Montecaro. Corey Mortis. Michael Briley. Benjamin Rosen. Jacob H. Sandel. Sivan Shakar. Rosemary Stewart. Brian Tung. Olivia Bernard. And Madeline Wong. Investors, please place the white coats on your medical students. I'd like to ask Dr. Jennifer Kessler to come back to the podium.
Parents, friends, distinguished guests, please join me in congratulating the members of the class of 2022. And now I'll invite Dr. Andrew Mutnick back to the podium to lead the class of 2022 in reciting their medical student oath.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Dr. Kessler. What a group. I do have the privilege to lead this extraordinary group of people in the recitation of their oath. And let's make no mistake about it, I do mean their oath. As most of you know, and it has been mentioned from several people who've spoken with you today, upon receiving the MD degree, all newly minted physicians publicly pledge to the Hippocratic Oath. And the fact that it's a public pledge is critical. We who swear to the oath that we're not only accountable to self, we're accountable to you by public declaration. We're accountable to all of you who have supported us and nurtured us along the way, and we're accountable to all of you for whom we will be giving care. And owing to the fact that training to become a doctor is different than being a doctor, we tasked this class with developing their own oath. One that has meaning and relevance for them as students, and one that can sustain them and guide them for the next 4 years. And this oath was created through use of an iterative process over the past 3 months, such that every student on stage, every member of the class of 2020 best express their moral, ethical, and professional roadmap for the journey ahead. And I'm going to step to my back to all of you. I just need to say to all of you that all of us are exceedingly proud of the work that you have done. You treated the job with seriousness, you were enthusiastic. Certainly the work that was done just initially during the end of orientation week was really exciting to behold. And I think already you have begun to demonstrate many of the principles and attitudes that you detailed in the oath that you're about to take. So, are you ready to pledge? Please stand.
All right.
As a member of the class of 2022, I promise to uphold values that will allow me to build and maintain a supportive medical school community based on integrity, respect, and collaboration. I will conduct my studies with diligence and honor, while learning from the wisdom and guidance of my teachers. I will dedicate myself to learning medicine and the art of caregiving. I will take ownership of my actions and will recognize limitations and mistakes that allow opportunities to grow. I understand that in order to effectively take care of others, I must first take care of myself. I will continue to nurture my personal relationships with loved ones, as it is only these relationships that I am passionate to grow close to you. I will do my best to promote camaraderie, teamwork, and inclusivity. I will collaborate with my classmates, supporting them through highs and lows. I recognize that personal success occurs in the greater context of collective success. I will exercise compassion and empathy towards my peers and patients. I will, as a student and physician, continue to learn from my patients and colleagues. I will acknowledge and address my own biases and recognize how they impact the care I provide. I will be an advocate for my patients who will understand that their health is deeply different from my own. I will ensure patient well-being, respect patient autonomy, and above all, do no harm. Despite any challenges I may face, this white coat will serve as a constant reminder of the great privilege and responsibility with which I have been charged, and the honor I have been given to serve the community and humanity overall. Let us now not just physicians, but lifelong practitioners of the art of healing.
Thank you for such a wonderful oath, class of 2022. We have now reached the end of our ceremony. Faculty, administration, parents, guests, and students, the white coat ceremony of the New York Medical College has now concluded. Please remain in your seats until the entirety of the stage party has completed their recessional. Please join me in one more round of applause for the class of 2022. Congratulations again. Thank you.